Today, I am going to be showing you what I feed my hamsters. Now, if you don't know, I have a Syrian hamster and I have a Russian Campbell's Dwarf hamster. Obviously, those two species eat completely different. I try to feed them around the same thing, but I still want to give them their dietary needs and what they need to be able to live healthy and to keep a healthy weight, keep a healthy nutrition diet thing. Anyway, so I'm just going to start off. I make my own homemade seed mix, and it's kind of good, and feet my slippers. And it's kind of good, kind of bad. I'm still trying to improve it a little bit, but I do make sure that I give my hamsters pellets because I feel like that's important. I don't know if my hamster seed mix is giving enough nutritional value, so I do make sure I give them pellets to make sure they get their vitamins, minerals, all that fun stuff. So let's just move on to Chewy. Chewy is my Syrian hamster. Now I have his labeled Chewy. I don't know if you can see that, but what he eats is... Okay, so what Chewy eats, and hopefully the audio is okay, but this is Chewy's, and I like to label them just to make sure I give them the right food. So Chewy has a variety of things, so I give him one tablespoon, around 1 tablespoon, usually around like this much because he does eat pretty fast. I give him a tablespoon of that, and in here I have some pellets, which are the Oxbow, Hamster, and Gerbil food, and I don't know how I feel about this food because it is a lot of hay, I believe. So I'm not so sure how I feel about it. I definitely want to use this up. Then I will probably switch to the Missouri rat and mouse pellets. But for now, I didn't know at the time that that's a lot of hay. So yeah, so we have the Oxbow pellets, we have sunflower seeds. I have no idea what this is, but I do have the KT festive seed mix in here as well with Chewy. So you have like some corn. I added flax seeds in here, brown rice, and pumpkin seeds. Do I have pumpkin seeds in this one? Yes, I think so. I have some pumpkin seeds and flax seeds. So that's what's in Chewy's seed mix. So he gets a tablespoon of this and a tablespoon of the Oxbow brand. So now what Kraznadar eats, and I have his name labeled, of course. Kraznadar eats a little bit different because he is a Russian Campbell's Dwarf. So I'm a little scared of this because I am very scared of these mealworms. I know they're not alive, but they scare me anyway. So I'm not going to touch this. But he has the Oxbow pellets. He has a lot of pumpkin seeds in here. He has black beans. He has, I believe he has parsley, if I'm not mistaken. I honestly don't remember. He does have parsley in here to give him some greens. He has oats, quinoa, and sunflower seeds, flax seeds. And Chewy, I don't remember if I mentioned, but he does have flax seeds in there as well. And the reason why Kraz gets a little bit different is because Chewy was having a lot of reactions to Kraznadar's food. I originally started off with giving both of them the same thing Chewy has. And then I realized Chewy was acting really crazy. He escaped from his cage, which he never does. And it was just really weird. He was acting pretty hyper and everything. And he bit me. There was just a lot of behavioral factors that concerned me with him being on Kraznadar's food, and Kraznadar is doing very well on this food. So I didn't know what I should give him. So I went back to the old seed mix, and he's now doing fine. He calmed down a lot. So I believe he was allergic or intolerant to either the oats or maybe the quinoa, parsley, or the beans, because those are the only new things I added. Now, what I also do for them is I give them a little, so this is big, so I do not obviously use this whole thing, but I will do about this much every other night. And by the way, I feed Kraznadar every 2 nights and Chewy every other night. So they each night, depending on how much is in their food bowl, I will just sprinkle this around the cage. Now this is flax seeds and sunflower seeds. And then for Chewy, and I'm starting to do this with Kraz, but I don't know how I feel about this for Kraznadar because it does have a lot of sugar, and because he is a Russian Campbell's, he can't have a lot of sugar, a lot of calories, because he can become overweight, and he can also become diabetic, which I really don't want for him. I want him to be healthy. But Chewy loves this seed mix. This is the KT Festive Food Mix, and this is the first one I got for Kraznadar before I got Chewy, because if you didn't know, I got Kraznadar a month before I got Chewy. And so I take quite a lot of this for Chewy's, and I just sprinkle this around the cage. Kraznadar, I did that last night, but I don't know how I feel about it. We'll see how it works out with him. I don't know if I'll continue to do that, or maybe I'll do that once a week. And then I also make sure I give them walnuts about every 2 nights, because walnuts are very high in protein. So in case they're lacking any protein, I make sure that they get it. And with the walnuts and flax seeds, that's a very good way for them to make sure they're getting enough protein, because they are omnivores. And I do not want them to become malnourished in any way. I showed you what they eat on a daily basis. They also get salads. And in their salads, they get kale, romaine lettuce, and cauliflower and broccoli. Kraznadar loves kale, and sometimes they'll get spinach depending on if I have spinach in the house or not. Chewy doesn't care as much for kale, but Kraz, I try to stick to kale about once a week because it is high in calories, and I noticed when he was eating kale every day that he was gaining a lot of weight. And I kept looking at him and like being like, he gained so much weight, he gained so much weight. And my mom was like, no, he didn't. Like, what are you talking about, Katrina? Like, no, he didn't. He's just fluffy. And then I was researching like his foods, and I was researching more foods on like how to make new seed mix, which fruits and vegetables are healthy for them, because I do believe in giving my hamsters daily salads. As of right now, they're getting it every other day. I used to give them salads every day, but I'm not sure how they're feeling about it. I'm not sure how I feel about giving them it every day. If you don't know, I am pretty new at owning hamsters. I've owned them for September, October, November, about 3 months. I've owned hamsters, and honestly, I've learned a lot about hamsters, and I love them. I've made so many mistakes. I started off with a tiny tails cage, and now I have a huge IKEA DTOF and a 40-gallon breeder cage that is behind me, or behind the camera. This is the DTOF, obviously, I know. But I've learned a lot, and I really enjoy making my own hamster homemade mix, because then I can make sure they're getting the nutrition and nutrients that I want them to have and that they need. So they get kale. So Kraz gets kale once a week, and Chewy, it's not fair to Kraz if Chewy gets kale every night, so they each get kale once a week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, comment down below what other hamster videos you want me to make. And yeah, I really enjoy making these hamster videos because I love my hamsters. It's something I'm passionate about. So I'm really hoping you guys like them and enjoy it. Even if you guys don't subscribe, like, that's okay. Just keep watching my videos because I enjoy making them, and I enjoy educating people on hamsters and how I do my own thing. So yeah, I am doing Vlogmas, which I'm super excited about. I hope I can keep up doing Vlogmas because I am really bad at doing videos on time, because I just kind of do videos whenever I kind of feel like it. Okay, I'm trying to get better at it, guys. Bear with me. if people start watching my videos, then I'll definitely get better at it. But because I have like 9 views on something, it's like, wow. But you gotta get better at it. You just gotta get better. You gotta learn. You gotta keep going. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Love you. Bye.